to beats. Sublime to beats.
What up, Philly?
Yes.
We live, ladies and gentlemen. We got a big time matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the LA Chargers, man. It's your boy Brian James, and I'm back with my guy Philly Guy. What's good, fellas? Well, what's good, Philly?
Hey, it's okay, man. I know that snow got you shook, bro. You saw that snow. He's like, I don't know what to do. I can't wear my cargo pants no more. Hey, look, I'm just telling you right now, man. Lil TG has been on fire. He soundly defeated Blaze in the wild card round, and that's a division. You know, that's a division rivalry right there. So it could have been close, or it could have gone, you know, one way or the other. But they playing at home in the snow, man. It's different.
No,
you West Coast cats ain't ready for that.
It's definitely different, man. Snow, and I'm surprised that when you go into Baltimore, you know you got a snow game. You got to throw in the all whites. I think by him having those yellow, Trade for Life having those yellow pants on, he did himself a huge disservice, an extremely huge disservice by putting on the yellow pants and making himself somewhat visible to TG. You got to throw in the all whites, man. In the snow.
I mean, he gotta know what he's looking for, though. Like, it's gonna be tricky, man. It's gonna be tricky because if they lost speed, which I think they did in this game, the question's gonna be who's got the best passing game. Because right now we know Trade for Life can run the rock.
Yeah, we
know that.
We know that.
We know that.
That's a gimme. That's a gimme.
You know, so it's going to be interesting to see who's able to pass the ball under these conditions because your time is going to be just a little bit off.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. You're tuned into the Madden Underground Pro League playoffs. We got a big time matchup, like I said, between TG and Trade for Life. TG is the Baltimore Ravens. Trey for Life is the Los Angeles Chargers. Not to be mistaken for the San Diego Chargers. Some people still make that mistake, Philly.
I do, because I call whatever the hell I want. I went to that stadium, and they wasn't even tailgating, man. They just opened up the door and let us in. I was heartbroken. I thought big things was going to happen down there, man. But nevertheless, it's the first game of the divisional round matchup. It's the AFC. It's wide open. Anybody can win it. And we didn't say who we think is going to win this game.
I'm going to go with, I think TG, man. TG got the best scheme when it comes to defending the pass. I think he's pretty solid at stopping the run, and he should be extremely familiar with what he's seen. Like, I'm just gonna say that, leave it at that. What he's about to see. So, and like that, and we have a turnover. So
turnover on downs. I mean, I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. Great minds think alike. But I was gonna say everything you said. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, he has been playing lights out. He is locked in. We all know the NFL season's over with. Shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, they did the damn thing. And that means little TG is doing nothing but playing Madden, working out, and having fun.
Yeah. That's what he's doing. Those of you who don't know, TG is a pro football player. And, you know, he brings that pro football mind state to the Madden field, the gridiron. So we'll see if he's able to use that football acumen right now in the playoffs and advance to the AFC Championship game.
Mm-hmm. And it really looks like he has been, because he's running match coverage, and you know, it's a great concept to run in real life. It's very difficult to run on Madden. But he seems to have figured out all of the adjustments that he needs to make depending on the formation. And he's been playing lights out. So we'll have to see if Trey for Life is going to be able to show us that he put in some work, because if not,
this could be a flood. And if you weren't aware of what Trey for Life did in the wild card round, he put on a clinic when he defeated Cal Bear, man, and everybody was extremely impressed, and they felt like, okay, maybe he does have a chance going on to the next round in defeating TG. But then when you see plays like this, it makes you say, maybe not. You know what I mean? So, but nonetheless, he's here, he's ready to fight, and he was down 14-0 in that game as well. So for him to come back from behind and win that game lets you know the type of fight he has in him when it comes down to not giving up and trying to stay within striking distance of his opponents. But we have a touchdown right there by TG, and he's gonna take it with the extra point. He'll have a 7-point lead.
Yeah, and you have to wonder the reason that Trey for Life decided to go for it this early in the game. Terrible field position at that.
Yeah.
But what we're seeing with this offense, and if you do not run RPOs or you haven't seen RPOs, then you have to understand that there's many different kinds of RPOs. There's RPOs where you can give it to the running back, you can throw it to the receiver, and you can run with the quarterback. So Lil TG knows his playbook. He's going to show those type of plays, and it's going to be important for Trey for Life to probably match up as best he can, because that 3-4 ain't going to get it done if he's thinking about stopping all of that. He's going to be giving up something that we saw him give it up to the receiver.
Yeah, and I had a conversation with TG prior to the game. I had a conversation with TG prior to the game, and he said he felt like there was nobody left that could beat him in the AFC. He said Cal Bear's out. He said he was looking forward to playing me. I'm out. He defeated Blaze. He said there's nobody left. He said maybe Bakari, but nobody seems to believe that BKP is going to get past the Colts. So, and he feels that he just has the better team when it comes to him and the coach. So TG is full of confidence right now, and he's looking to get to the Super Bowl.
I mean, you know, talk is cheap.
Ooh, knockout.
Talk is cheap. But when we talk about his defense, And for those of you that had an opportunity to watch his game against Blaze earlier today, he's got knockouts
everywhere.
So
everywhere,
you know what I'm saying? So
he has knockouts everywhere. Like there's almost every DB on his team has an ability. He's did a monstrous job of knockout.
Right? I mean, right on cue.
Yeah,
and this is what I'm not understanding with Trade for Life is you went up against Cal Bear. You had to be locked in, and it doesn't seem like he's understanding the knockouts, the match coverage, the RPO.
Wow. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to cover. This game is over, man. He's not in the proper defense to stop anything that he's up against. So maybe he can make the adjustment on offense to get some points on the board. And maybe he can make some adjustments on defense. But like I said, sometimes it depends on what version of Trade for Life you get. You know, if you get
the C-Jack version.
I'm not gonna do that, but I'm just gonna say it depends on what version of CJ. I mean, Trade for Life you get. But you gotta see a difference. Like, you know, I'm not saying nothing, but what I am saying is that it's a noticeable difference when it's a noticeable difference. You know what I mean? You just know. So what version?
And you spoke too soon, Blaze, because he went right down to that deuce close. You know, there's those two tight ends, and here comes the stretch.
And that's what I was saying, that TG has great run D. He has really great run D. But when you come out and you try to pass on him, you got all those knockouts, and then he's out here clouding flooding the box with defense out there, and he's stopping the run, and you have to pass. Can you make a throw? And it's looking like nah, he can't. So,
I mean, in fairness, okay, he did have somebody open. He made the wrong read, and that's the thing with this defense that TG's been running. You're not going to be able to push the ball downfield. He's got 4 people coming after the quarterback. At all times. So, you have to understand that you're going to have to be very patient against this defense. And pushing the ball down the field, you better hope you have time.
Yeah, and I don't even think he understands what he's looking like. What he's up against, and that's the first part of being successful. Taylor May did a remarkable job of identifying the defenders in his game last night against Dimes. He put on a clinic when it comes to passing, and unfortunately, it just one mishap cost him the game. But definitely want to go back and watch that Taylor May versus Dimes game if you can, because he did a remarkable job of pushing the ball upfield. And we got a knockout right there, and that's another turnover on downs. He's taking over on the 15-yard line. This game.
Yeah. He had the underneath route, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not gonna be there for you. You got to take the underneath stuff. You have to, because that's gonna be the weakness for this defense. And you know, you're giving TG everything that he wants.
Oh my God, this is like I said, like you're not even in the right defense.
Right.
It's just not knowing what you're up against, and that's what I said. It's levels to this, and TG is definitely showing you that it's levels to this, and he's trying to prove that he is far superior than the rest of his AFC foes right now. And he's up 21 points in the first quarter, and that has to be demoralizing. Like, the game jumps out, you had 3 turnovers on downs, giving them great field position, and you got the chat calling you trash. That's just, it has to be demoralizing. But TG has made a lot of opponents look like this throughout the season. So not to take anything away from Trade for Life or TG, but TG has done this to multiple players. And Blaze is definitely in the chat salty after losing to TG. After TG said he was gonna beat him, you know, in a particular type of fashion, and I can see, you know.
I mean, again, you know, they're division rivals.
Yeah.
You know, they played 3 times this season.
Yeah.
And you know, they both felt confident going into the game, and you know, things like this can happen. But right now, the adjustments that he's making, and if you see some of these formations, and you see some of these players that are open, but Trey for Life he's not making reads. He's not making reads. Like you have your receiver on the left side of this formation right now. He was open on the in route. Short in route, he was open.
But we talk about, how many times do we talk about predetermined reads? Like, you come out the huddle knowing with your mind made up on who you want to get the ball to. So if you take that player away, most of these, a lot of guys, I'm not gonna say just Trey for Life, a lot of guys are baffled if you take their first read away. So.
And there you go. Got a slant. He can probably take this to the house.
All right, here we go.
And you can do some things against this match coverage. The crossing routes, slants. There's an opportunity for big plays, but you have to understand what you're playing against. And so right there, great play call, great read. And just like that, I mean, it only took him 40 seconds to score, but he's down 2 scores. Maybe he's found something that can get himself back in this game.
No, that's what you want to do. You want to find something, anything that you can, that can get you some relief on a beatdown. You know what I mean? And as I said earlier, Trey for Life was down against Cal Bear. He got down early on Cal Bear and found a way to come back into the game. So if the opportunity is there, because TG has a huge habit of getting too overly confident in certain games and just thinking he can do whatever he wants, and sometimes mistakes come from that when he has a good lead. So maybe he can force a turnover here. But if he sticks with that RPO stuff and he keeps running the same defense he's running, he just doesn't know what to call against that. And
there's no way that you're going to be getting the pressure that he's trying to set up for. He's going to run that RPO because he knows he's not going to hand it off to the running back. He's either going to keep it with the quarterback or he's going to drop it off to that slot receiver. That's it.
And it's a simple fix. It's a simple fix. But then you have to worry about Lamar. So that's where it gets tricky at. You still have to worry about Lamar. So
great throw down the field. And you see trips on the left, and then TG went to trips on the right. Now he's spreading them out a little bit because them safeties is down. Give up something. You got to give up. Right now, Trey for Life is not giving up the right things. He's making it very easy for TG to get into a rhythm, run his offense. And that was a bloodbath in his first quarter, man. Hopefully he can adjust.
That was, ladies and gentlemen, that was just the first quarter. Like that didn't it seem like the first half? You felt like the first half, right? That was just the first quarter. So I'm looking at this game and I'm wondering, like, okay, at this pace, he needs a turnover right here. He needs some kind of turnover or strip or something to get back into this game, because if TG scores here, it's just gonna make that momentum meter go up even further and make it even that much more difficult to get back into the game or even put up any more points.
It really is.
And there you go. More, as I say, it's so much you have to cover, and if you don't know what to do, it's gonna be a long day at the office.
Now, I didn't get a chance to see, but what abilities does Lamar have on him? Does he have trust, or does he have Omaha or dots?
Yeah, I think he has trust, but if you play with Lamar, you have to have, like, you want to have trust if you plan on running with the quarterback.
TG is making it look easy out here. Trey for Life is gonna have to switch it up, because right now this defense ain't it.
Nah, it's not it. And we came into this game thinking, like, okay, it should be not necessarily thinking it was going to be an evenly matched, but the game was going to be a little bit closer than what it is right now. I thought, like, TG was going to pull away late, not just jump out on him. But you thinking about the offensive scheme that he's running. If you haven't seen this, if you haven't played against this, if you're used to everybody running the same few plays, trying to push the ball downfield, and then you get in here and then somebody's hitting you with something like this would definitely catch you off guard.
Yeah, it would. Okay.
Knockout. that was a good play, but it's just you got to keep in mind that anything past a certain, you got to know where to live at, and you got to know where those you need to do your research and find out where those knockouts are, and live in the area that them knockouts aren't. And that's the difference between the your basic league player and the elite guys. They know where those knockouts are, and they know exactly where to attack them because of those knockouts. And this is what you want to do. There's no knockout for this. There's no knockout for this. You run the ball, run that rock, tote that rock, and which makes no sense because Gibbs is one of the league leaders, man. Gibbs rushing this year. He's rushed for over 2,000 yards, over 30 touchdowns, man. And you're not giving him the rock, man. You got to give Gibbs the rock. This is your bread and butter. Stick with what you know. And as you can see, he's down, but he's not completely out of the game. He's literally one stop away from putting himself in position to get back in this game.
Yeah, and 2 plays where he was able to score in under a minute. So, if he can figure out something on defense, something to slow down this offense.
Just
if
slow him down.
If he come out of that 3-4, run the 3-3 Cub. Yeah, give the 3-3 Cub a shot.
Give something.
You know what I'm saying? Give it a chance. Help us help you. Just come out of that 3-4. You're not going to get pressure up the middle because it's not a down and distance situation where he's got a lot of yards to go.
And if you could just get a clean shot on him,
Ooh.
get a clean shot on him, because Lamar's about to turn up and go ape on him, man. But it's just like, hey, like you got it. He's giving you an opportunity to get a clean shot on Lamar. Ready for it. If he's either giving it, throwing a bubble, or taking off of Lamar. You know what I mean? So it's like just
1, 2, 3, and then we've seen.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Make him do something different. At least try to take something away so that maybe he goes into something different and give you an opportunity to make a play. But if you're just gonna let him keep having his way with you, you're gonna let him slap you around and call you Susie. You know what I'm saying? Then it is what it is.
That was very clever of you. I didn't know where you're going with that, but Susie, it is.
Yeah.
Susie, it is.
And there you go.
There you go.
You got him. He's not throwing the bubble. He's not.
Right.
He's not running with Lamar. He has to make a read, and those few moments to think, you're able to get pressure on him.
Mm-hmm. And now it's 3rd and 17. So 3rd and long. Finally came out of that 3-4.
Oh no. Maybe I'm just hoping he's able. This is not. Yep. Oh, he got to him again, Bosa.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And is TG gonna wisely punt, or will confidence and arrogance take over, and he's gonna wisely punt? That's a man that knows down the distance and knows he was outmatched on this drive, and this is an opportunity.
Yeah, especially with his ability to run the football and score as quickly as he did.
Yeah.
Go whatever play call that was. Build off of that. Use that. Maybe it helps you open up your passing game a little bit too. But if Trade for Life can score here, if he finds something and it looks like he's going to run some of those crossing routes, then he's right back in this game. There he is.
He dropped it. You got knockouts, bro. You got to throw it to the guy furthest away from the defender.
Right, and we saw who that was, and
he didn't throw it to him. He didn't throw it to him though.
Okay, but he's running those crossing routes, and you see things are open here. So, he's got an opportunity to get back in this game, but he's just not quite there yet. So,
here we go. We're gonna see if he can.
Here comes that pressure.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now make a move. Make a move.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Get it to the guy who makes the plays. Get it to your 2,000-yard rusher. Get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. If you can't get it to the receivers because they can't hold on to the ball downfield, live in the flats. Live in that zone between that mid and deep, deep area, man. Live somewhere, but just quit trying to throw deep, because every time, unless he's just gonna completely outrun somebody. That's a good. Get down.
Started to get into a little bit of a rhythm.
Yeah.
Moving the ball well, making good reads, making good decisions, not predetermined, like you was talking about earlier.
Here we go.
Yeah, and then there you go. Get the yards.
He's looking like he's a bit more settled into the offense right now. If he's able to stick to the script, run the rock a little bit, let things open up for him, and try to make plays. Yeah.
Thought he was gonna run the rock on that one, but
should have run it. But you're down 14 points. It's early. I know it seems like it's still early. You got the ball. You're driving 3rd and 7. Oh man.
Just messed up. And we know he's gonna go for it on 4th and 7.
Yeah. Well, he went for it on his own 20-yard line last time. So it's like.
And he's going back to these same concepts that weren't working in the first quarter.
Yeah.
But
sack.
That was a big stop by TG. He kind of quelled the momentum a little bit, and he's got good field position. He's got plenty of time, and now let's see if he can adjust to what the Chargers have been doing defensively. Maybe he's going to run some new formations and try to get this offense back on track.
Lamar's about to get busy right now. That's all day, and that's all day.
Yeah, and I gotta agree with Blaze on this one. Blaze talked about conservative. You gotta make him hold on to that rock. You can't have Lamar getting loose out there.
No, he's talking about conservative tackling.
Oh, okay. I thought he was talking about conservative for identifying the quarterback as the ball carrier for the option.
No, that's a pass play. So even if you did that, it wouldn't identify it. But you want to make sure they at least go for the tackle.
And he says both. He says both.
Well, if you're in the chat and you got to play TG next, you might want to take notes of what's going on in the chat, because Blaze is definitely throwing all the answers out there. Oh, he just ran right into the crowd. Like, literally ran right into the crowd. Like, hit him.
Yeah, he wasn't sure about that. Like, I think he was trying to hand the ball off and he kept it by accident, but he's got plenty of time to put points on the board here. So, a little RPO, okay. 3rd and 3.
10 seconds left. 9 seconds left.
Yeah. And, he's got 2 timeouts, but obviously this is the big play right here. Holds on to it. Beautiful move, and yeah.
Leaves no time left for him to do anything.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 seconds left. Okay. Well. And he's back to a 21-point lead, man. This is not what we expected at all going into the game.
No, it's definitely not. And we did see Trey for Life fight back, but he wasn't able to do anything when he had all the momentum. And TG took advantage of that opportunity when he got the ball back and pushed it to 3 scores. So, we're almost in the second half. But if you're Trey for Life, what is your approach going into the second half? Do you have the courage to continue to try to run the ball, or do you feel like you got to go 70-30? Well,
I think him trying to go for the big play and not realizing that he's throwing right into the area that the knockouts are in. But it's just you gotta know. First off, prior to the game, you don't want to go into a game not knowing what abilities you're playing against. That clearly he didn't know what he was up against. He just jumped into the game. That was mistake number 1. Number 2 was the fact that after identifying that there are nothing but knockouts on the field, you might want to change your game plan. You might want to find an area or a region of the field that those knockouts won't activate in. And, you want to throw away from those defenders with the knockouts. Find a way to do so. And, those crossers, I get it. Those crossers, they clear. But if you have a defender within striking range of those crossers, the knockout's going to activate. So, like, it's kind of you getting a player open, but it's kind of in vain. when the defender is within striking range to hit him, and the knockouts are gonna knock the ball loose. So
right, but on that play action crossing routes that we saw,
there was a guy that was wide open, and
right,
he
would have been, yeah, and he would have been the guy to throw to. There wasn't going to be any knockouts activating, and maybe we see him go back to that in the second half. But right now, defensively, he's giving himself an opportunity to get back in his game.
I just know if he's gonna stay in zone, Lamar Jackson's gonna have a field day. Like
he can't run man.
Well, he can't run man either. But there's you gotta send some type of pressure or something to disrupt Lamar at some point. Like you just gonna give him just let him do whatever he's doing, whatever he wants back there.
That's true.
He's literally doing whatever he wants back there. At least if you can send some kind of heat, or there's nobody rushing. You're in pass coverage, and he's running RPOs. You know what I mean? Like your guy's first step is back, and it's like, come on, man.
Yeah. It is almost like he's in practice mode because there's no adjustments that's being made. You're running base coverage, but I agree with you. Like you have to bring some kind of pressure, identify your user. Like you literally have nothing to lose. Like it's great. Okay, there you go. It's great to be in the playoffs, but you have to decide
how far
you got to decide, how far you want to go. How far do you want to go?
And he had it, like I said, to say the least, he had a great wild card round. He came back from behind, was able to beat Cal Bear 28-21. You saw Josh Allen didn't have too great of a game, and Justin Herbert had a much better game. But and there we go, getting busy on him.
Yeah, it's just got to be something that. If you're gonna play down a distance, play down a distance.
Definitely.
But don't let him be able to read your coverage here. Like he knows you're a man coverage. He's making his adjustments.
And those of you that are out the playoffs that are tuning in right now, the draft class is available for download. I know you can barely see it right there, but and the week 13 and 18 rewards will be given out after the season, so after the Super Bowl. So make sure you guys keep it locked. An off-season schedule will also be posted after the Super Bowl, so make sure you guys keep it locked for that.
Valuable information there. And there you go. Yeah, send some pressure. Send some pressure. And had success. So let's see what he decides to do. Okay, you knew that was coming.
Jesus Christ, he's out of there.
Gotta make the tackle. Do not leave that up to the computer. You cannot leave that up to the computer.
Yo, it can't. He's making this look easy. He's making this look easy. You can't sit in cover 3. You just can't do it. There's no adjustments either. He's running like the base defense, like.
Okay, so here's my question. In all fairness to him, does anybody in his division run spread or RPOs?
No.
Okay. So in fairness to him, this is an in-game adjustment that he has to make.
But my thing is this: he had a great season. He won his division, made it to the playoffs. He was the 4 seed. So he should be prepared. You should be well versed.
Not necessarily because
situations.
No, you can't necessarily be there because yes, he won his division, which automatically makes him 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the seeding. But we talk about styles making fights.
I told you prior to this game that this was a mismatch. And he wasn't going to match up well against him because. Oh, there we go. That's 99 speed right there. Use it, man. This is what I thought we was going to get out of him. This is what I expected. And he came out throwing the ball. He came out throwing the ball, and I said it's knowing who you are and sticking to that identity. You know what I'm saying? Sticking to that identity is running the rock. That's what got you here, running the rock. Keep in mind, like I said, this guy has a 2,000-yard rusher, a player with over 20 touchdowns, 20-plus touchdowns on the year, and you get here and then you become a gun-type warrior. You know what I mean? So like it makes no sense. Make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? He has the leading rusher, one of the leading rushers in the league. Jahmyr Gibbs, 2,205 yards, 30 touchdowns, man, on 279 carries. Like, come on, man. Mm-hmm. But we get to see Justin Fields later today, man. We're gonna get to see Justin Fields later.
Oh, did they lock in the time?
No, they ain't locking the time yet. But we're gonna get to see them. Justin Fields is the NFC passing leader, I think, right now. So we're gonna see why and how MP was able to knock off Assassin, and that was pretty impressive.
We did have, what some people may consider to be first round upsets, but when you looked at the playoff field, there really wasn't anything that presented as an upset. Everybody that was there, and was playing at a high level. So,
got him.
It was like, and here's the thing though. You were saying about how you didn't like the matchup against TG, and I understand that. And he went away from running the rock, and I understand that too.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, your biggest point is he hopped in this game cold. Didn't do any homework. Just had an opportunity. He should have been paying attention when he was playing Blaze.
Anytime a guy says, "Hey, you ready?" When we right when we advance, I know that guy's gonna lose. I already know because he hasn't done any homework on anything. He probably watched a game or two and felt he knew. But in that amount of time, I see it every day when you advance and dudes are just eager to play right away. 9 times out of 10, the dude that's eager to play gets cooked because he didn't do any type of preparation. TG played 2 games prior to this game. You know what I mean? He played Blaze. He wouldn't play another game. Those were high stake games that he was playing in. And then you figure you could just get off your couch, lock in, load up, and play. Nah, you gonna get your ass whooped. So that's the case of what we seeing here. Is you hopping right into a game, eagerly rushing into a game. I've been seeing it all week in Discord. Dudes eagerly rushing into a game and not knowing what they walking into. Like, bro, he brought all his dogs with him. So if you're gonna eagerly walk into a game, just be prepared to get flooded. Like that's just the reality of it.
That's what we're seeing firsthand. So, definitely can't call the game. Definitely won't call the game at this point. But, it's just something to be mindful of because with this win, either one of them they would be in an AFC Championship game. And they would also have an opportunity.
And he's still going for the Debo. I'm like,
yeah, that's not the play.
And this is the crazy part too. This is what irks me during the regular season is that when you realize that this game is getting out of hand, you just continue to throw pick after pick after pick. And what you do is you knock yourself out of. So say for instance the ceiling is 10 interceptions in a year, right? That's the ceiling. That's what the guy with the most interceptions in the league has. He has 10 interceptions, right? Mm-hmm. And then you have a guy throw 5 interceptions in a game to one guy because he's throwing the same deep route every time. So TG can literally have himself get 3 or 4 interceptions this game and move up in the statistic race. And this is a touchdown.
Wow,
making it look real easy, man. I think he might score 70, but at this point, when you know it's out of hand, chew clock and get out of there. Preserve the morale because once it gets to a 21 point, you take a hit in morale. Your players start to play funny. They start to play weird the rest of the season. And this is for franchise guys. Like if you know you're losing, and you chew the clock. Like if you know there's no chance of you winning that game, chew the clock, get out of there. Because what happens is, you're gonna get flooded. You're gonna get flooded, and then you make it worse because you get hit by those morale penalties, lose 5, 10, 15 chunks of morale, and it is what it is, So
yeah. But I will say this. I will say that, I'm not contradicting anything that you're saying, but I will say that, as we see him turn the corner and run the rock and make it look so easy.
He could have been doing this all game, but he came out trying to be his cousin. He tried to be big cuz or little cuz. You know what I mean? Whatever they call themselves, each other. He came out trying to play like Cuzzo. And Cuzzo wasn't beating this dude. Cuzzo not in the playoffs. You in the playoffs, bro. Be you, bro. Play your game. You know what I'm saying? And the run game is working. It's been effective, but yet he was throwing into a sea of knockouts all game long when the run game has been effective.
And we're creatures of habit. So, people are going to do those types of things, just trying to air it out. But we saw him run his offense. Every time he runs his offense, he scores very quickly.
Yes.
And it looks like he went back to this 3-4. I'm not sure why. But, we
at this point, what does he have?
We've seen the potential.
What does he have to lose? What does he have to lose?
Well, I mean, you already said morale.
Well, it's the end of the season. I'm talking about during the regular season.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, when you're playing against these type of games, yes, you made it to the playoffs, and yeah, you went up against the best of the best. But you take something with you, with close wins or blowouts. You take something away with you, like, there's a feeling that you can't shake going into next season. And you can say whatever you want in the chat. Everybody watched the game. You're like, oh man, I could have done this, I should have, but you didn't. Now you got something to prove. Not to the league. You got something to prove to yourself that you can actually make good decisions and perform at a high level.
Definitely. And the thing is, it's like this. We're sitting here commentating the game, and we say, oh, we would have done this differently and done that differently, but we're not playing. You know what I mean? So it's like the reality of it is that he's in the game, he's playing in real time. These bullets are flying at him in real time. You know what I mean? And it's some people fight and some people take flight. You know what I mean? And this might be one of them scenarios where he wasn't able to decipher what to do when it got real. You know what I mean? Like it got real fast. He jumped out on 21-7 real quick. But all that could have been avoided had he stuck to his guns and came out playing the way he's been playing all season. That's sticking to what got you there, and that was Gibbs. Whatever, I would have, live and die by Gibbs. You know what I mean? You got a player of that caliber. Think about the 49ers. They gave the ball to McCaffrey all game long, and a lot of receivers were upset, disgruntled in the Super Bowl, but you go with that horse that got you there. You know what I'm saying? The most productive player for the Niners was Christian McCaffrey. So
and it was the right thing to do. Debo was not healthy. That Kittle was going to be the focal point of their defense, and then you had Ayuk. So you threw to Jennings, but McCaffrey was the mismatch, and they had to give something up. And we're talking about a missed extra point. That was really the difference in the Super Bowl. Was a missed extra point. So they did everything correctly except for that extra point, and they could have just as easily won. And then people would have been talking about, their offensive acumen, and how smart they were, to feature him and how the Chiefs couldn't stop him. But you miss the extra point, and the rest is history. So I didn't think it was possible. I know Big Duke threw 80 out there. But if Trade for Life decides he wants to throw the ball, then I think it's possible. I think we will see, at the very least.
Doug, get a ball to Jahmyr Gibbs, man, and let it fight another day. Just give him the rock, man. Give him the rock. He's been explosive. Yeah, and this being a divisional game is wild. Blame Cal Bear though.
Man, you can't blame Cal Bear because Trade for Life, he won his game. He beat Cal Bear fair and square.
No, he did. But this is my point right here. This is my point. This is literally a cakewalk for Gibbs. Like, this is what he should have been doing out the gate. He got out here and he tried to turn into Taylor May. I think him watching Taylor May yesterday had him thinking like, you know what? I could do that too. You know what I'm saying? Don't throw that. Don't. Oh, good catch. Okay, he caught it. Okay, that was about to piss me off. But good catch. He got it. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But what that does, it just gives him another possession to put up even more points.
I mean, but he's making better decisions with the football.
No, he is. He's definitely making. But the thing is, you see how the run is opening up everything else. He came out like he was, like I said, he just came out passing. And I'm like, who is this guy? Like, what are we doing here? You know?
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, it's a lot of guys are having a tough go of looking at this game and wondering like, oh, how do you make it and I didn't make it? He locked in during the regular season. That's just the reality of it. You know, some guys don't lock in during the regular season.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. So,
and he got another deep ball, 399 yards passing.
A lot of things are just they're already decided, but you know, you got to figure out. If you trade for life, when do I put Chupac on? Like what are you trying to establish at this point?
Well, no, at this point, well, you want to get the score as close as possible, but the thing is that like, you know, I don't, like I said, I don't. Everybody's saying BKP. BKP unless BKP come out running the rock crazy, like it's gonna be the same outcome for him throwing into them knockouts. And he ran committed. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
I'm just saying, man. Like, it's you talked about the live bullets, but it's still frustrating nonetheless. To see him play so well against Cal Bear, and then have this type of performance against Lil TG. You know, like man. which performance is the real trade for life? And I happen to think that the one who was dominating the league, rushing the rock with Gibbs, I happen to believe that that's the true version of him. You know, he came into the game cold, like you said, tried to pass the rock instead of running the rock. And he just went away from what got him there. And I think this is what happened. So, you know, it's just disappointing when people try to reinvent themselves when they have an opportunity to go and move on to the next round.
Yeah, like I said, I see Cal Bear throwing out all the excuses in the world. This dude,
what's J-Hawk got to say about
No. What I'm saying is I see Cal Bear saying all the excuses, but what I'm saying is this. Is that this dude has had these abilities all for almost going on 3 seasons now. You know what I mean? Maybe you guys haven't been paying attention because y'all was too busy watching my team. But this dude has literally had all these abilities for 2-3 seasons, like 2 seasons now. So, like last season, his team was like this. This season, they're, you know. So, but, you know, it is what it is. And I see James on YouTube asking, how do you get in this, man? If you're interested in joining and being part of what we're doing here, go on over to MaddenUnderground.com, click on the waitlist tab, fill out the application, and we'll be in contact with you, sir. So go on to MaddenUnderground.com, click on the waitlist tab, and we will be in contact with you real soon. No problem. And yeah, Cal Bear, I see you, man. Talking about, I definitely talked about the knockouts, but my thing is this: you didn't play TG, bro. You played, and he's having no problems moving the ball on him on offense. So I'm saying you played trade for life. Like, so I don't get what your excuse was. I played trade for life. I beat him. I don't get the excuse. Like I can understand you saying that maybe if you have matched up with TG or somebody, but I don't understand. He whooped you. He got on you. He beat you. You didn't. You let him run a kick return back. You threw crucial interceptions. There's nothing. You live and you learn, man. Get it back in blood next season. That's all you can do. Get it back in blood next season.
Fair. So if you're BKP and you're watching this, what can you take advantage of against this Ravens offense and defense?
That it's explosive. Like it's anybody that's running that they're playing meta ball on offense and they're doing what they see on YouTube on defense. This is gonna blow it up. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna blow it up, man. And James on YouTube, if you're watching, man, we actually got a spot in our hybrid league right now. So if you interested in joining, we got I think a Bears or a Panther team up 1 or 2. So if you sign up now, we can probably get in contact with you sometime either late today or tomorrow and get you in. So
do you think he's going to get 80 points in this game?
If can he get 80 points? That is a good question. To everybody on Twitch think he's gonna get 80 points. And there has been a lot of people asking to get in the league. After seeing this score. So shout out to Trey for Life for boosting signups. I think he single-handedly increased the volume of signups with his performance in this game. A lot of people saying, "Hey, I may not be the best, but I might be able to do better than this." Ooh. I would say if he got that interception, he was definitely scoring 80. And I think TG is definitely going for 80. And if he keeps putting the ball in the air, he's going to give TG an opportunity to get 80. Again, shout out to everybody tuning in right now. Make sure you guys hit that like, that follow button wherever you may be viewing from. And that's a knockout.
Mm.
He's completed 8 passes this game, bro.
Mm. And has 35 points, though.
Yeah. But that was because of him running the run.
True. Very true.
And I'm thinking, like, bro, like, had you came out running, this might be a totally different game.
And here comes the timeout. You got to believe there's going to be a timeout. Yep.
Oh, he calls timeout on himself. That's crazy. That's crazy. At this point, you want to go. He should have just been trying to get the playoff rushing record. like let's at least get some small victory out here. Like, man, I might lose, but I'm gonna rush for 700 yards in this game, and I'm gonna get the playoff rushing record. We're gonna get some XP out of this. But nah, he's yeah.
So still plenty of time left on the clock. Will TG do it? 13 seconds.
Yeah, this is wild, man. The question is, Burko, when you and Honcho locking in? I know it's probably be late tonight or later tonight, or tomorrow. But yeah, I saw Trey for Life when I tagged him. He put in, you ready to go now? I said, oh no.
In seconds.
There we go. Pick.
And all right. The watch is on, people. The watch is on. 3 seconds.
Did Burko say you can speak?
3 seconds.
Oh, man.
3 seconds. He's backing everybody up. Will that be enough? What say you, B. James?
Oh man, if he scores on this, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Here we go. No time left on the clock. Oh,
and that's the game.
That is the game, man.
That's the game.
Well, great season. Like I said, I feel like the real trade for life is the one that we saw on the stats that you posted about what he did with Jahmyr Gibbs on the ground. Too bad that he didn't trust that in the playoffs, because I think, we would have had a much, much closer game if he would have ran the ball the way he'd been running it all season. And, 9 for 26. That's tough. But 293 yards on the ground.
Yeah, it happens, man. As you can see, it happens. But yeah, it's just a tough way to go out, man. Tough way to go out. Tough way to go out. That was a lot of points given up and a lot of points scored. But we'll definitely see. Let's take a quick look at, like I said, let's go look at the league leaders again in the league. And like I said, these numbers are very, very, very crazy. But we'll get to see Justin Fields play. Gibbs is out. Jameson Williams didn't make the playoffs, although he had a crazy year. But I expected more. Like I said, given the game he had against Cal Bear, we expected more from him. He had a great season. And this is it for him. But TG had a great game, man. TG 216 yards with Lamar, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 88 yards in the ground. Troy Franklin had 104 yards. Blaze had some crazy stats too, though. He threw for 384 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 carries for 19 yards. I think that may have been a huge reason he may have lost.
Well, Shipley, that 4 carries for 19 yards, we know Shipley is capable of toting that rock as well. So, yeah, man, I don't know. If they would have played this game last night, maybe it would have been a little bit closer, but it got off to the early start this morning, and it's really tough. But TG, he's won his 2 games. He's in the AFC Championship. How far can he go? We don't know.
Ain't no telling, man. Ain't no telling. That's what.
Nope. That's what they be yelling.
They be yelling, bro. But this is your box score for the game today, and the stats are ridiculous. Like they both came into the game with decent, pretty solid records, not too far apart. But TG put up 77 points. Lamar Jackson had a crazy day. He gave him crazy work. 22 of 28. 472, no interceptions, 5 touchdowns. He also had 7 carries for 69 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's Lamar being used the correct way. That's how you use Lamar Jackson. When Lamar throwing for 400, almost 500 yards, and almost rushing for 100, and combining for a total of 7 touchdowns. Duvernay having the game, and TG playing with himself. Look at him. The man is out there balling with him. Hey! I think it's nothing more disrespectful than a player that's on the game using himself to get busy. He out there getting busy with himself on the game, bro. That's ridiculous, bro. 4 tackles, 2 interceptions, 2 deflections. Yeah. You should be ashamed of yourself. But Justin Herbert, 9 of 26, 239, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Jahmyr Gibbs had 293 yards on 18 carries. Imagine if he gave that man 40 carries, bro.
Right.
Give that man 40 carries, bro. Give that man 40, 50 carries. Let him carry. Let him open up everything in the offense. But Derwin James had 3 tackles. That was his defensive leader. 3 tackles. That was all TG allowed his defense to get. Unfortunately, Roman Wilson, he had a good game. But let's look at some of the other games that took place in the playoffs. A great game that took place yesterday was Tampa Bay versus the Commanders. Another game that was separated by 1 point. As you can see, that Baker Mayfield had a remarkable game. The ball didn't hit receivers 3 times of 20 times he threw the ball, right? So 17 to 20. And that 1 interception that he threw cost him the game because he was within striking distance. He could have got 3 and it would probably secure the game for him, but he was trying to seal it with a touchdown and he lost. But Baker Mayfield had a great game. Mike Evans had a great game. 3 touchdowns, 6 receptions for 180 yards. He even tried to get the run game going, 5 carries, 23 yards, and that's pretty good. That's a pretty good average to have with given that it's tailor-made running the rock. You know what I'm saying? And if he may have stuck with that a little bit more, maybe if you give him maybe 10 carries, 11 carries, that would have been a difference in the game. Just keeping them neutral, you know what I mean? Keeping them off balance.
I don't know about that, because when you look at this, you see that Baker
was cooking though, man. He
threw 20 times and he toted the rock 5 times.
Yeah.
So I mean, when you look at those stats, you can tell he didn't really have the rock that much. I mean, Sam Howell had 29 pass attempts.
Yeah. Sam Howell had
Baker and Rashad only had 25 combined. So
yeah. But my thing is this: is just like he was scoring. He had 3 one-play touchdowns on dimes, and that's rare to see. Like every Mike Evans touchdown was a 1-play touchdown. Like he was first play out the gate, boom, touchdown. First play out the gate, boom, touchdown. You know what I'm saying? So it was that. But Dimes got his rhythm later, and you see him running the ball 13 times, 52 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he only threw 1 passing touchdown. So Taylor May was doing a great job on both sides of the ball, man. So he could actually win this game. So that's
clearly looking at the stats, looking at the score, it could have came down to that. Like you said, that's the one thing that sticks out is that 1 interception. But it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change what he was able to do in this game, and it doesn't change the fact that he could have also won that game. So, here's the game. Here's the game that I felt really. It changed everything. I felt like your game was intense. I felt like that game was intense.
Every first round game except for the TG and Blaze game was ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like every game was crazy. And yeah, it was the fact that like I thought this was a remarkable matchup, given the team that Struggling has, given the team that Burko has, given the defense that Struggling plays with, the amount of speed and all that stuff, man. It was crazy, man. But Daniel Jones 9 of 12, interception was the difference. As that interception, that late interception, was the difference. 24 carries, and that's what I said. Saquon was going to be the difference maker in that game, and I told everybody I talked to that Saquon would be the difference maker, and he was. He was definitely a difference maker. 24 carries, 161, 3 tubs. Jalen Hyatt had 2 receptions for 46 yards. But look at Burko's numbers, man. 24 of 34, 355 in the air, 4 touchdowns. And like I said, that 8 carries. People say, oh, 5 carries, 8 carries. It's not that much of a difference, but it's a difference. It makes a little bit of a difference. And Miles Sanders, like I said, was his leading receiver yesterday. The running back. 8 carries, 11 yards, and he had 5 receptions for 102 yards right there.
I mean, he was, but for those of you that watched the game, and this is just how I saw it.
Yes.
This is how I saw it be. I saw Struggling give Burko an opportunity, and Burko just took it and ran with it. Because when he was able to tie the game up, and they went into overtime,
Burko honestly could have won the game before overtime, but I don't know if he was scared of his quarterback getting hit. Maybe he thought Bryce Young was going to get it because he scrambled one play. He could have just ran it into the end zone.
No, because he used his timeout. So he didn't have any more timeouts. So he tried. He did the right thing.
Yeah, he did the right thing, but he literally could have honestly, because Struggling ran over there to make the tackle and dove, and he missed. He missed on the dive, and he could have ran it in, but Burko was so like focused on just getting out and getting those points that he just ran out of bounds and took it to overtime. But yeah, he did it. They both did a great job. Struggling had a great season. He 13-4. They both were 13-4. That's no easy feat, man, to do in the league.
In the NFC.
In the NFC at that. I'm not gonna say in the NFC, but I'm just gonna say in the league, because when it's the same 7 guys in the NFC in the playoffs, it lets you know a little bit about the NFC. I'm just gonna leave it at that. It's the same 7 guys every season. So that means it's only 7 guys of the 16 guys over there that can play.
It's not the same.
It's the same 7 guys, bro.
Not the same.
It's the same 7 guys. And like I said, it's Struggling and Illuminati are interchangeable. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. But there's those same 7 guys can reserve their seats in the playoffs for next season. It's not like that in the AFC. It ain't no telling who's gonna come out of there in the AFC. It was 5 and 6 guys that didn't make the playoffs that was in the hunt going into week 16. You know what I mean? So it's a little different in the AFC. It's more of a dogfight, but in the NFC, those seven guys basically gonna be the same 7 guys next season, unless somebody decides to grow some kahunas and try to knock one of these guys off. But I see dudes get mounted and pounded, and when they see these guys, these playoff guys in the regular season. So
wait, what are you watching on Twitch?
We're talking about watching on Twitch, man. I'm talking about what's going on in NFC. It's kind of X-rated outside of that top 7. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Strawberry
I'm saying.
What again? What was it? Strawberry what?
Nah, I'm just saying, man. Whatever. Strawberry NFC. That's what it's called. So it's sweet over there. But anyways, so we gonna keep it pushing, man.
Thank you, Big Duke. That's what I'm
just saying. You do. That's
Either
what.
way.
That's what's going on over there, man. That's what's going on over there. But here we go. Let's go. Last playoff NFC game, wild card matchup was actually was the first one played was MP versus Assassin, and Assassin was not happy. He was. I'm gonna say this on this particular night, my Discord notifications was going off stupid crazy. I think Big Duke made him play a game too, and it was wild. He was mad about he lost the tournament game, he lost an Xbox game, he lost a PS5 game, all in the same day. So Assassin was hot. Oh, he called him washed. He said Assassin's washed. Oh, sheesh. Okay, well, he's saying Assassin's washed, but yeah, he definitely was hot about this game, and we'll see, man. Desmond Ridder had a pretty good game. He had this game pretty much in hand, and Bijan Robinson had a great game. I thought he could have given to him a little bit more. He got a little bit conservative, extremely conservative, in the later parts of the game, and you know he threw a late pick that cost him the game. But Justin Fields, like I said, Justin Fields has had a remarkable season. He's one of the league leaders in passing. You can see the numbers he's put up this season. That is 6,900. The dude almost threw for 7,000 yards. He's thrown 81 touchdowns, 23 interceptions. You know, so that's just to let you know what Justin Fields has been doing all season and what he was able to do in this game. He had 259 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Najee Harris had 11 carries. Again, you want to hit that 11 carry threshold to keep your opponent off balance. That's what I'm noticing with some of the guys that's been winning. They're either throwing it to they're getting their back involved. I'm gonna say that the least get your back involved, whether it be carries or throwing to them out the backfield, just to keep, you know, the defense on its heels. But Jerome Baker had a game-saving interception. That one interception was done by Jerome Baker. Assassin ran a wheel route. Jerome Baker rolled him into the back of the end zone and intercepted the ball. And that concluded the game, and MP was able to advance. And MP, you know what MP said in the chat? He told Dimes, "I'm waiting for you." So, and Dimes, we saw what happened to Dimes. Dimes barely got away from Taylor Made. Honestly, Dimes shouldn't even be here right now. Like, but he is. But he honestly, in all honesty, Dimes should be watching the next round. Taylor Made threw that game away. So, and last but not least, myself. My game, you know, I lost by 1 point.
Can you let people know, you know, just give them the short version of, you know, of what happened?
I lost. That's what's the short version. I lost. You know,
that's it.
That's what happened. And you see.
You didn't have a 14-point lead going into the half?
Huh?
You didn't have a 14-point lead going into the half?
No, I didn't have a 14-point lead going into the half. I think I had a 3-point lead going into the half. But yeah, he beat me. I'm actually okay with it now. Yesterday I wasn't okay. I didn't want to talk about it. But shout out to Z King Shay, man. The dude is just a guy who finds a way to win. And it's hard to beat him. He's not an easy win. And it should make for great TV to match up with him and BKP. That's a game you don't want to miss. Him and BKP. So if you get an opportunity to tune in. Make sure you hit that follow button because the BKP versus Z King Shay game is going to be a game you don't want to miss. Z King Shay actually he's actually the leading rusher in the league. He passed Jahmyr Gibbs on the last week of the season. Prior to that graphic, post after that graphic was made, but he also rushed for 2,000 yards. He didn't have much of a rushing day against me, but Sam Laporta did. Then that's all that matters. So he's advancing and he's gonna play BKP in the next round, and we'll figure the rest out for us next season. But yeah, moving right along. We got a lot of great matchups still remaining in the season, and you guys don't want to miss any of it. And like I said, if you're interested in what it is that we're doing here, I see a lot of guys are actually signing up, and that's greatly appreciated. We got a waitlist tab right there. Click on that waitlist tab, and we'll get you in as soon as possible. We have a lot of vacancies. We don't have a lot of vacancies, but we have 2 vacancies in our hybrid league. So if you're interested in participating in the hybrid league, you may want to sign up now. You may be contacted by the hybrid league commissioner in regards to bring you in and get your feet wet in some of this Madden Underground action. But you definitely don't want to miss out, man. Make sure you guys keep it locked, and we got a lot more coming your way. Anything you want to add, Philly guy, before we get up out of here?
Yeah, just make sure they turn them notifications on because we got a couple more good ass games coming. You definitely don't want to miss those.
You don't want to miss, man. And like I said, I think the Twitch drops are still active. So if you guys are MUT players, by tuning in, you can get those drops. I think I maxed out on the drops, man. I'm watching them. The box is going up, and then I'm not getting any more cards or any more packs. But I definitely got hella 92 overall cards from watching these streams, these playoff streams. And streaming, so make sure you guys keep it locked, man. So let's look at the playoff sheet real quick. Let's take a quick look at that before we get out of here. All right, so we see TG just eliminated Trey for life. He's advancing to the AFC Championship round, so he's definitely locked in, and I think he secured himself another $100 to go along with the 50 he's won for winning the division. And then he's gonna be playing for a chance to win either $400 or $1,000. So we'll see what's up, man. It's a lot going on, man. We got a lot going on, man. So like I said, we got a $2,000 prize pool over here in our pro league. Our pro leagues over here, Xbox, and in the Madden Royals also, they have a $2,000 prize pool. But BKP and the Colts, that's gonna be a good game, Philly. I don't know if you know this or you believe in it or not, but it's definitely gonna be a good game.
Well, I don't think that's the issue. I just feel like, neither one of them are just gonna hop into the game and play each other. You know what I'm saying? They're paying attention. They've been active in the chat. Everybody's getting ready. Everybody's getting ready right now. So I don't know why Trade for Life decided to rush in. But everybody's getting ready, so I think all the games are going to be good games. All the games. We got 3 games left: Patriots and Colts.
All right, so we got Dimes and MP locking in at 3 Eastern tomorrow. So that 3 Eastern. So that's, and we got 9 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow for Z King Shay and BKP. So the only game we're waiting on the time is Honcho and Burko, and I'm sure that game will be tomorrow as well. So I'm glad to see these guys getting these games locked in and loaded early so that we can, kind of see what's going on and know what's up. So with that being said, man, we gonna call it a day. And thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like, make sure you hit that follow. Or if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button, man. We greatly appreciate your viewership. It's a great thing we got going here, and we're trying to grow it and keep it going and continue to make it a great thing, even better in the future. So make sure, and that's going to require new members joining, people getting involved and getting activated. So let's Let's keep it rolling and make, like I said, in all these games, the drops will be available so you can get your MUT packs too. So make sure you guys keep it locked. And we out of here, man.
Mm.